scale modeling, and welcome to this unboxing and review of the 135 scale US propelled 155mm gun, and it's called the M40. This is by Tamiya. This was brought out as a new tool in 2016, so it's not a new kit, but it is quite a popular kit. And when I saw this in the shop, I had to buy it, so I did. Now, I bought this while I was on holidays in Thailand, and at the time it cost 2,000 Thai baht, so that works out at about $83 Australian. Okay, and just to note, when I came back to Australia and I priced this up in the local major hobby stores, they were nearly double the price. It's about $140 Australian, $130, $140 Australian. So I got a good bargain. Now, you can buy these in most places. So if you're interested in getting this, or you've come to watch this video because you've bought this, then that's the idea of the unboxing, is to let's have a look at what you're going to get when your box shows up. Or if you're thinking of buying this, we'll go through all the sprues and all the contents and see what you're going to get for your money. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell so you get notified of when the videos come out. This will be in its own playlist, and I will be building this quite soon. So you'll be able to watch the whole build progress of this in the playlist. If you like the video at the end, give us a thumbs up. That'd be great. And your comments, if you've got any comments, any questions, your opinions, whatever, put them down the bottom. Not only do I like to hear them, but so do others who watch the videos. Go through the comments and get some valuable information that you guys supply. All right, so let's get this opened up. Now, I might also mention that, as we'll see inside, this comes with the rubber tracks. I think it's rubber, I'm not sure the material, but they're single tracks. So what I did was I went to my local hobby shop and I bought these, which are SD KFZ 184 elephant tracks by Hobby Boss for 135th scale, which I'm told will be perfectly okay, the right size for this model. Well, I hope so anyway, but we'll have a look at those as well during the review. Okay, so let's get straight into this and take a look inside. First of all, on the outside of the box, here, we've got a couple of views here, some side profile drawings of showing mostly where the decals are going to go. But on the other side, there's a nice top-down view there, for the crew loading it up and preparing it to fire. We've also got some shots there for reference of the crew. Like I say, this kit includes 8 figures, as well as photo etch, which is for the engine coverings, the grills. The gun shows here can be elevated and moved up and down. Also, the they call it the shovel or the spade on the back is movable. There's an open or closed gate option as well. And I think even though it doesn't say here, I think the loading area in the back where you put the shells in can be opened or closed as well. Yeah, so all right, let's get this box open and have a look inside. Okay, go. All right, so to start with, we've got a brochure here with background information, and this is all about the artillery. I don't know what do you call this? Not a tank. Anyway, the M40. Now we've got this in, looks like it's in Japanese, possibly German, There's a few languages there. Klingon. Here's English. So there's a nice drawing there that shows you all the parts of the tank. Gives you the name. So we've got the copula. I'm not familiar with armor, so I may get words pronounced wrong. But this will be the first time I've built something like this. I have done one tank before, but yeah. So we've got the gun, of course. We've got the tracks, suspension. There's the spade on the back, extension ramp where all the crew go, the rear gate where they stand. There's a winch in there, a storage box, equibulator. I guess that's part of the mechanism for up, raising and lowering the gun. So that's all good. Details of the thing here. It's got a maximum speed of 38 kilometers an hour. It's got 160 kilometer rate, road surface range. Yeah, all that details. Now, on the other side of this, here we have our color for it. So there's no real color call out here because there's only one color, and they've got TS28. That's Tamiya's Olive Drab 2. So there we go. There's the decal locations, where they go, and we've got some reference photographs of it here. But one thing I'll note here is that what your reference photos here are actually a tank that looks like it. Well, it is. It's in the U.S. Army Artillery Museum. So how accurate that color fading and weathering is on this, it's not really that good a reference. So yeah, I would say that probably has been repainted for the museum. But anyway, there's plenty of references if you need them online. All right, that's that. There's a black and white photo there on the back. Moving on, we have instructions. We've got this bubble wrap was put in there when I bought this file, and they added that just for extra protection. All right, so there's quite a lot of plastic in here, I can tell you. Let's go through the plastic before we go through the actual manual. All right. Okay, let me get organized. I'll be back here in a second. Okay, so first thing we'll do is we'll have a look at the screws. We'll take them all out of the plastic so you can see them properly. Now, I did have a quick look at the instructions. It doesn't tell you how many screws of plastic there are. I have counted them. There are 12, including the clear parts. Just so you know that. All right, so here we go. No particular order. We've got sprue G. So as you can see, this core has the barrel of the gun here, which looks really nice. We've got some more pieces down here, which look like some of the shock absorbers that are used to for the hydraulics, I'm guessing. Here we've got some parts which they look like part of the frame around the base of the support for the gun. There's a gear shifter gear section in there. Basically, it's to do with the gun. Most of everything on this sprue here. There's some wheels there. Really nice detail. There's the other half. Okay, so it's not a one-piece gun. I think, well, I'm pretty sure you can get aftermarket barrel for this if you wanted to, but I won't be. But you can do that. So there's the two halves, but they look quite good. There's definitely no flashing on here that I can see. All the pieces look quite clean. Nice detail there, and some of the gearbox and parts of the mechanism for probably the raising and lowering here. We've got the shocks absorber. Yeah, quite interesting. All right, so that's sprue G. Just put that away, and we'll bring out the next bag. Okay, we'll just open this one up. I'll start with the larger sprues. So this is sprue C. And it's like here we got part of the, yeah, here's the top of the tank. Looks good. Here's some plating with some of the floor of the tank, probably on that rear tray. Some grill work there. That's probably that extended part you saw in the picture. We've got some canisters there of some sort. More brackets there. Some really nice detail on these. There's, not sure what that is. Maybe that's something to do with the ammunition shells. There's those copula parts where I think that's where we'll put the clear parts in around the outside. There's the hatches for the top. Nice detail too. There's nice rivet work on there. More nice pieces in there. Some hatches. Yeah, it looks really good. I like that. Nice detail in that as well. Yeah, looks good. Let me go for the next sprue. Be back in a sec. Okay, this one is sprue B. Open it up. Get this out. There we go. The other way. Sprue B. So we've got more of the main hull here. These look like the guards. Some grill work on the front there. There's some tools there. We've got a couple of spades or shovels. Don't know what you call the differences, but there they are. This looks like part of the floor of it. There's some side panel, lots of detail in that. There's the other side. It's nice. There's a part there that looks like maybe that's on the rear. Nice grill there. Little handles. Nice detail on that. Same with these. Look like hatches with some little latches on there. They may be built into the floor. I'm not sure about that. There's part of the support, I think, for the main gun. It's in the center. The other side looks good. There you can see where our wheels are going to go on for the tracks. Again, nice rivet detail all the way through there. Looks good. Really nice through there as well. Yep. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so this one is sprue D. A lot of small parts on this, what I can see. Lots actually. Take this out. All right. So on here, turn up the right way, we have this, which I'm not sure what that is. That's going to go somewhere on there. The texture already made it built into the plastic on that. That looks really nice. We got lots of little bits and pieces here, little connections, some pulleys. Gosh, lots of small bits. More tools. There's an axe, another shovel there. Little panels. Lots of little panels there. Lots of detail. There's some hatches, I think. More bits here. Looks like some latches and some probably ammunition boxes. Lots of detail in that. Looks like more little pipes. There's some piping there. Probably more handles, hinges. Really, really nice detail. No flashing at all. Everything is so crisp on here. There's part of the engine, I'm guessing, for where your sprocket goes on. Okay. Yeah, look at that. You can see that. In fact, let me get a bit of black cardboard to put under there and it'll make that stand out a bit clearer. Be back in a sec. Okay, there we go. Might be a bit better. Yeah. So you can see all the beautiful raised detail there. Panel lines and rivets on that, including all these little bits and pieces. There's a lot of parts. There they are. And I love how everything's in order too. Look, we've got 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Down here we've got 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. Goes on to 80. Like, they don't have pieces spread out across sprues. Numbers everywhere. So, yeah, it looks really good. Some piping or metal parts there. Really good. Okay, let me grab the next one. Okay, so we've got two in here and some clear parts. Just picking these up. Slide that out. That out. All right, let's have a look at these clear parts. I won't take them out, but there's two clear parts, sprue N and two N sprues. They look identical. They are identical. So there you go. So those are for those copula, I guess you pronounce it, windows. Yeah, definitely that would do all of them on the vehicle. There's some little lights, lenses in there as well. So keep those safe. Now on this one, which is sprue A, looks like there's possibly another one. Yeah, so there are two A sprues here, both the same. Yep. So here we go. We've got our wheels here, our sprockets here, other bits. Oh, lots of little detailed pieces there. Look at those. Don't know what they are, but that's nice. Very little pieces in there. So there's they call them bogies, I think, like on a train, that the wheels will connect onto. So yeah, they look really good. And obviously there's two of these sprues, so you've got quite a lot. Probably, maybe that would work left and right side, I would say. Yeah. Okay. Again, nice detail. You can see the metal work and all that in there. That looks really nice. You can just picture it with all the weathering. All right, I'll put these away. We're still going. We've still got some more sprues. Back in a sec. All right, so this one is sprue F. Looks like all the armament. Shells, looks like. Yeah, there they are. Very nice. You can see there's nice surface detail on those. Even the ribbings on the shells look really nice. Yeah. Yeah, they look good. All right. I guess they'd be displayed somewhere where the crew are loading and so forth. Very good. We have one more screw to get through. We'll be back in a sec. Okay, so this is the last sprue, which they've rightly called sprue Z. With all our crew. There we go. It's that way. So look at that. They look really good. We've got 2, 4, 6. Was there 6 or did it say 8 crew? I thought it was 6. Is that right? No, it says 8 figures. Oh yeah, so there is another. These are the guys that are your driver and co-driver, I guess you call them. They wouldn't be full. So yeah, really nice detail again. Look at that. All the detail in the pants and the boots, the sleeves. These are going to come up really nice. Looking at some of the faces, and you can see there are some slight different expressions there. We've got all the helmets here. We've got some sort of large pole, probably not sure what that is, but it's got a couple of hands connected to it. So one of these guys will be operating that. And the other side, good. You see his pockets in the jacket look good. There's a arms there. There's a small. What else we got? Yeah, it looks really nice. There's a little side arm there. Pair of binoculars there. Very good. All right. I'll put this one back in the bag, and then we'll have a look at the photo etch and a couple other bits and pieces in the box. Okay, so here we have photo etch in there. So there's just a single sheet of photo etch, which looks like engine cover grills. There's a couple other little bits in there. Not sure what they'll be for. Probably some sort of hinges. There's some decals in here. Let me just carefully get this open. So they've got staples on here, so I just want to be careful with that decal sheet. There we go. Do want to see the decals, don't we? Okay, so there's our photo etch. Very nice. There's our decals. Nice and crisp. The courageous Confederate written there. So the stars on there. So they look really good. Keep them in there where they'll be safe. And put that back. We've got another little bag of goodies here to have a look at. Put that in. So we've got this little bag. Now in here, we got, looks like a screwdriver in there. Just get these staples away. Okay, check that out. So we've got some of this, which would be like our rope. Well, not rope, it's more like chain, I guess. Well, no, actually, that's rope. There's some chain. That's probably for the tailgate. So you've got that. There's our little Phillips head screwdriver. There's some copper there. A bit of copper wire. Some little poly caps will be used. There's another one for the tow cable. That's the one I was thinking of before. Big one there. And then we've got this with poly caps and tiny little screws with nuts on there and these are metal sheaths. They go on the side of the hydraulic part that lift up the gun. That'd be interesting. I think there's also on the screws a little plastic spanner that fits those nuts for those screws as well. So they even thought of that. And a couple of metal pins in there. So very good. Let me just put these back away. We've got one more thing to look at in there. Be back in a sec. Okay, so here's our tracks that it comes with. So they look quite detailed, quite good. Raised areas in there. So you could easily just use these, I'm sure. That's going to connect onto there by the looks of it. Yeah, so that's your option to use those. And they look fine, you know. But like I said, I did buy aftermarket plastic track links. So that aside, we'll have a look at them. That's the Hobby Boss ones. And that's what you get in there. Bag full of plastic. So, yeah, let's have a quick look. Take out one of these. There's a lot in there. I don't know how many. It doesn't tell me on the box. It just tells me there's right and left of 112 links for each side. PS plastic, yeah. So there we go. So there's 4 per sprue here, looks like. They're numbered 1 and 2. They look quite good. There doesn't seem to be any flashing on that. So hopefully they won't be too difficult to put together. I've never done these before like this. So that'll be interesting. Yeah. Not as easy as throwing on the rubber one, but you know, I want realism. Okay, that way. Yeah, now if you want to buy this, there is an item number here, and it is item 81006. Okay, from Hobby Boss. So that's the number you probably need. All right, so that's about that. I'll grab our instruction manual and we'll go through and have a look at that. Okay, back in a sec. Okay, so here's our instruction manual for our M40. And we'll turn it this way because it's not landscape inside, it's portrait style. So here we go. So we start off with the usual precautions, recommended tools, know all that. Here's paint call out, which I didn't see before, so that's good to see. So we've got TS28 is olive drab 2. We've got X1 black, we've got X7 red, X10 gunmetal, X11 is chrome silver. We also need a semi-gloss black, X18. X31 is titanium gold. XF2 is a flat white. XF6 is a copper. XF10 is a flat brown. XF15 is a flat flesh. XF49 is the khaki. Khaki drab is XF51. We've got metallic grey, XF56. XF62 is olive drab. XF64 is red brown. XF84 is dark iron. XF85 is rubber black. That's your colour call out. We go through some painting information here. Painting the US self-propelled gun They're talking about, although the shade varies slightly according to the location and date of manufacture from the end of World War II through to the Korean War, the basic tone had a green tint. The gun and fighting compartment interior were also painted the same overall olive drab. Painting instructions for details are included during the assembly, and you may refer to the package illustration as well. Okay, so that's fine. How to apply decals, we know that. Painting tips, we know that, or if you don't, there it is. Undercoating here. So looking at undercoating, photo etch parts, and your cement, instant cement. All right, going over the page. Options, we have detail up parts include. So there is a metal gun barrel set here, item number 12670, which you can order if you want. A few more tech tips, I guess. How to cut off parts, we know all that. There's a down and up for the gun, as well as the rear platform and the scoop at the back, shovel, that's what they call it. What else? And it starts off with step one. Step one is the lower hull, as it usually is. So that's all going on. We'll have a quick look through. All sides of the lower hull, then we've got the sides where the wheels are going to attach go in. There's a few spots where we have to make holes. There's a rear gate there. Got to be done. There's a couple of holes there, but it says do not make holes if assembling the rear gate in up position. So you don't need to do that. Here we've got more. There's some like assembly of some walls that are on the inside there. These are the guards going on here. Looks like they overhang. Yeah, where the tracks will run underneath there. The fenders. That's what I call them, fenders. Step 4, attaching the bulkheads. That's what those little ones were, the air cleaners. So they go in on that wall there. Nice detail. There's the engine covering going up here. What else we got? Looks like some boxes going on there. Metal boxes, side panels going on here in step 6. There's a first aid kit going on here. That's good. There's a differential cover. That's what that strange bit was that I saw on the end of the sprue and all the texture. Obviously that gets beat up a bit. Must be where its position is. I'm guessing on the back of the tank. That's why it came textured like that. So that's really good detail. A few bits and pieces going on to that. Especially where the sprocket goes on either end. There's the attachments for that. Nice rivet detail, we saw that. There's the copulas going on with the clear parts to figure out when you're going to do that because of the painting. I would suggest maybe not glue them down, just fit them in place, paint, and you can still take them out to put the clear parts in afterwards. Attaching the differential cover, so that's going there on the back. That's copulas going down on the top there. So that's, like I said, don't glue them in place. We've got the rollers. I call them wheels. They're rollers, drive sprockets going on here with our poly caps that we saw in the kit. There's the bogies. There's a few bits to those. So that's nice. Very detailed in there. Some parts here where they're saying not to glue. So rollers, maybe the rollers turn. I'm not sure. They're on their own little axles there. 11 goes into the tracks. So straight up we're going into painting the tracks. Of course you'll have to weather them and all the rest if you're going to do that. And we have our separate tracks aftermarket to work on there. Going back to here, we've got attaching the return rollers. They've got paints, call outs for those, which I'm guessing would be the rubber black. They will go on there. One little trick I learned for that, painting these, is to use some liquid mask on the front after you paint them. So if you paint them the green, then when they're dry, put liquid mask on there and then paint the rubber black. Then you take your mask off and they're good. From the only tank I've ever built in my life, which I did not long ago. There's a video of that build, and that's why it got me attached. Got me start of my addiction to armor by the looks of things. Attaching the bogies, so they're all going on. So that looks good. Lots of pieces, bits and pieces there. Across here, we've got attaching the idler wheels going on here. Attaching the tracks going on. That looks good. Here we've got attaching the upper hull parts, which includes the spare tracks on the rear of the vehicle, as well as the axe and a few other tools, spade and everything, all up on there. There's colour call outs for them, the wood handles, the metal blades, so forth. Lots of little pieces here, upper hull parts too. We've got lights going on with lenses going in them. There's a mallet going on there, a crowbar, a crank of some sort. Lots of tools, so that's really going to look great. More tools going on here. Some brackets, probably for a spare wheels, I'm not sure. Gun travel lock. Okay, it's where the barrel's going to sit down onto that. Yeah, that's mounted on the front there. Or on the rear. It's on the front, yes. Okay. Step 18, attaching storage boxes. So we've got storage walls and boxes and smaller parts going onto those. That's going to look really good. Moving down, ammunition racks are going on. Looks real good, yeah. Step 20 is the winch. That's what one of those cables we saw are. It gets wrapped around the winch there. So that's a nice touch. Attaching the winch, that's putting it together. This is attaching it. Putting it down with the brackets in place. Lots of little detail parts on that. Goes on the side there. Looks really good. Spade parts here. You're going to make 2 of those. That's interesting. There's a pulley in there. Go over. This is the spade that attaches there. So that's putting it all together. Quite a few bits and pieces into that. There it is there, going onto the rear, under the tailgate by the looks of it. Attaching it. That's just showing how it can rotate up or down. Attaching the winch cable. Okay, oh, I see. So there's a cable that runs all the way around there that operates and lifts that spade up. There it is, up in the up position there. Okay, so I'm guessing you can have it up or down. I don't think you can have both, but we'll see. Well, you'll see when you build. It's an option there. Step 26, attaching the rear gate down. Okay, so there's rear gate on a down position. There's an extension out there for the grating. Saw that on the sprue. There's a railing there to hold on to. Attaching the chains for the rear gate down. So that's the chains we saw. Well, that looked good. It's really good. This is the option with it up, in which case you'd have all this folded up and this slid in the back there. I will probably, if I was building this, have it down because you've got 8 crew to have working around the rear here, so probably have that down. That looks good. Going across to the cradle, that's getting built up there. That's where your screwdriver comes in useful for attaching parts to that. There's a gun mount is going on here. Again, you need to put a couple of 1.2mm hole in that. Trunnions, okay, yep, that's for the operating, I think of the word for it, like the hydraulics of it. 31, there we go, attaching the cradle here. There's a variable, attaching a variable recoil mechanism, so that's got to go in there. Look at that, they think of everything. That moves, so you don't glue that. That slides in there as the gun goes up and down. Attaching the equilibrators. It's a long, tricky tongue twister, but yep. So those are the two hydraulics on the side, and they come with those that metal sheath that we saw in the pack. Attaching the traverse handles, so much detail. Fantastic. Look at that. There's the wheel to wind it. Elevation wheel, there it is. That's what I meant. Wow. Attaching the gun shields. So we've got some shield plating there, some brackets and supports for those. We're on to step 37 here. 20 pages still going. There's our main gun. Joining that together with some supports that go on the inside there. The breech, here's our breech. So you can leave it open if the figure's in fighting compartment. And there's a closed one as well. I think you can have that open or closed. You don't have to have it glued and in position one or the other. Attaching the breech there. There's the handles. Really nice. Attaching the gun barrel. That's putting it in position there. There's some more. Attaching the gun. Then there's the tow cables going on here. They've got a measuring guide here to measure that so you get the right length. Looks like it's got to be cut into two pieces. Yeah, make two. So yeah, it shows where that positions on the front of the vehicle. And we go up to 43. Step 43 is all our tank crew here. All the color callouts, all in their different positions. There's a couple of them there carrying a shell here on the frame. There's the guy with that long pole. It's like a plunger. Gun crew, good. 44 is some of the projectiles going on. Propelling charge cases. Look at that. There's the decals for those. That's going to look really good. There's all our crew in their positions. Some extra bits that will sit off the tank. This would be a fantastic little diorama. There's a top-down view of them in their positions. And that is it. To the last page, step 45, attaching gun travel lock. And that's where it connects down onto that support down on the front there. And there's a mechanism that locks across to hold that in position. Wow. Isn't that incredible? So there you go, 24 pages, 45 steps, and there is our US self-propelled 155mm gun, the M40, 135 scale, and by Tamiya, with 8 figures and photo etch parts. And if you want, optional tracks. All right, guys, so that's what you get if you want to get out there and buy this. I tell you what, I'm excited. this is next on my bench. I'm going to start building this in the next day or two. Yeah, really want to get into this. Yeah. So please, if you've got any comments down below, if you've built this already, I mean, it's been around a while. Let me know what your thoughts were on it. Did you have any problems, any fit issues? Was there anything anyone should know if they intend on building this? Yeah, fantastic. Any comments below? If you have any questions, hey, I'll do my best to answer them, or someone else, one of the other subscribers might like to answer. And talking about subscribers, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing to subscribe. You'll be able to keep up with my YouTube channel. I'm going to build this. There'll be a playlist. We'll go through and we'll build this step by step. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Particularly look forward to doing all the weathering on this sort of thing. That's one of my favorite parts. All right, so yeah, give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and yeah, I'll see you during the build. Okay, thanks a lot for watching, and get out there and buy this thing. It just looks fantastic. All right, cheers all, bye for now.